Good morning, everyone. Seiko. Mumtahana here with Beyond Clouds. I'm coming to you all today to ask each and every one of you to please sign our petition at change.org. RMI, Ramapough Mountain Indians, Inc., which is known as Ramapough Lenape Nation, tribal nation, of which my son Muriyd Two Clouds is an enrolled member. They have been trying for decades to get federal recognition, but over and over again they failed to do so because the United States government, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, are not convinced that they are actually indigenous people. They are a triracial people, and they don't have a very good paper trail so far as, American documentation saying that they are indeed indigenous. Of course, we see that as just being more paper genocide for a great part. We do not believe that every Ramapough is actually indigenous, but nonetheless, they can't seem to get federal recognition, right? On top of that, Bergen County, where RMI is headquartered, they do not want them to have federal recognition because that would give them the authority to open up a casino. And they don't want a casino in Bergen County because, it would just be detrimental to the lifestyle of the community. I have another video that I'm going to be posting in a day or two that'll get more in depth with all that kind of stuff. But as it is, the Ramapough have exhausted all avenues to try to get federal recognition. So now, since they have no other means of possibly succeeding at this, they've decided to go to the blacks, as everybody always goes to the blacks. And so now what they're doing is they're saying, hey, we have an African and Black American history up here in the region because hundreds of years ago, there were Black people who lived here. And so now they have these allies who are Black people, African American and Caribbean American people, and these organizations who are trying to help them get federal recognition based upon the fact that they had Black and Indian relationships and all this kind of thing back then. Again, the video that I'm going to post is going to go more in depth with that. But for the purpose of this video, we have this change.org petition that just started yesterday, and thank Creator, it is gaining momentum. The petition is to appeal to these Black organizations, these Black professionals, these Black healthcare providers who the Ramapough and their other white allies and such are going to try to get, again, support in getting this federal recognition. We are not asking them to not help the Ramapough people, but what we are asking is that they hold off from helping the Ramapough people until they publicly and actively demands a police investigation, a thorough police investigation into the death of Muriyd Two Clouds, my son, their leader, their war chief. As it is, the Ramapough, the tribal chief, none of the clan chiefs, nor the council or anyone has demanded an investigation. And in fact, as I've said in many videos before, they do not speak Two Clouds at all. If you do not know who Two Clouds is or was, he is an Afro-Indigenous enrolled member of the Ramapough tribe. He served as their water protector, firekeeper, successful land back advocate, that is extremely important, because he didn't just go out protesting and saying, hey, give us back our land. He actually studied the deeds, studied the treaties, studied the laws, and at like 24, 25, 26, went into the Bergen County court system, which is one of the most racist court systems in America, apparently. He went in there and he demanded that they give back stolen land, and they gave it back. So a successful, and he is the sole reason that the Ramapough now have millions upon millions of dollars in assets because of Two Clouds. So a successful land back advocate. He served as a council member. He served as the spokesperson. He went all over the place, throughout the East Coast, speaking about the Ramapough plight. And he is really the sole purpose, the sole reason why they now have people like, the Congressional Black Caucus, prestigious surgeons, and all these people who even know about them and who even care enough to try to fight for them. It's all because of Two Clouds, but they do not speak of him at all. And understand the Ramapough, because of Two Clouds, have the capability of rallying hundreds or more of allies and people to stand with them to demand an investigation. Dozens and dozens of organizations, dozens and dozens of, institutions to stand behind them and say, hey, there are cameras on this land. Why have you guys not done anything, to look into this death? Now, you don't have to believe that Two Clouds was murdered. That's not the point. The point is we need an investigation. Of course, I have been trying for almost 2 years to get an investigation to no avail. No one will help. The federal government won't help because they say, we're sorry for your loss, but Ramapough are not a federally recognized tribe, so we can't help. I've spoken to multiple lawyers who don't want to get involved. Media doesn't want to get involved, which make me feel some kind of way, because when Two Clouds was like laying down the law up in there, they were always up in his face with a camera or, a mic recording interviews with him. Like, nobody wants to help. I reached out to the prosecutor's office. I reached out, because these are the people that folks are like, hey, you ever think about this? Yeah, Benjamin Crump don't want to help. Like, nobody wants to help, okay? So, again, the Ramapough have the capability of rounding up folks and getting this going, but they haven't. And it's because several of them are complicit in the death of Muriyd, of Two Clouds. And so we're asking you all again to please sign our petition to ask these allies to hold off on helping them just until they demand and get an investigation going. If it wasn't for me making videos and all of you who share them and stuff like that, and through word of mouth talk about Two Clouds, if it wasn't for that, he would have already been erased by now. Because again, nobody says anything, in no interviews or anything do they speak a word of Two Clouds. It would be their narrative that, oh, we just suddenly got all these things because we're Ramapough strong. Or, that they're incompetent and greedy chief who accomplished virtually nothing in the 10 years that he was leader before Two Clouds came there. Like nothing. That he somehow obtained all these things. And, these outsiders, they look in and they think like, oh yeah, let's help them because they're being really wronged. Knowing nothing. People, I don't know if this is them, but overall, people tend to have this very strawberry glasses view of indigenous people, as if we are not just human beings. Some of us are good, some of us are savages. You know what I'm saying? And not in a good way. So please, join us, sign our petition, change.org/justice4 Two Clouds, and help us show these people that Two Clouds really does have people who love him And you can't just go around killing people and erasing their work.